Right, Teddy, no one wants to see that. Thank you very much. Naughty little mutt. Right, guys, so I'm just going to come down here. So at some point, I'm going to get a chair out. So if you happen to, need to go to another room to get your chair, or you've got it fairly handy already, fantastic. I'm just going to grab my chair because I had a bit of a plan to use that as well. So we won't start with it, but just have it relatively handy. Okay, so we're going to start standing up at the moment. Again, I'm slightly going to have to maneuver this around a bit because I can't get all of me in there. But right, so standing hip widths apart, which most people tend to get a bit wrong. That is not hip widths apart. I know my hips are big, but they're not that damn big. So if you actually get your hands and put them on your hip bones, and then if you take a judgment call, your feet should be roughly the distance of where they end up, okay? So that should be about right. It's smaller than you think it is, especially for ladies. So let's just really just give our toes a little wiggle and really flatten them out and feel them really solidly on the floor. Now I want you to think, right, okay, I'm going to refocus up to my legs. Just think, okay, I don't want them to be locked out. I want them just soft, straight, but just soft. Now we're going to tilt the pelvis under. So if it's particularly lordotic, I want you to tilt under and make the whole lot in one big line. So I've got a really big ruler, and I'm going to put it right next to you, so the whole thing is really straight. Now I've taken that ruler and I'm going to bring it behind you, and I want you to straighten your back up. So as if I've got something that will hold it upright, okay? Now take a nice big roll of your shoulders, and we're going to set yourself back. So that's it. Particularly if you've been like this all day, okay? I want you to really think, okay, I'm going to set my shoulders back and down. So this is all nice and flat. That ruler is all the way down the back. Now with your head, look straight ahead. So we're not doing this, we're not doing that, we're not trying to look to the side. I literally just want you dead ahead. Make your arms feel nice and long. Tuck that pelvis under and feel really, really solid. You can feel the ground on the floor and you're stacked all the way up. Right, that's a really good place to start absolutely any class. So we're going to take a nice deep breath. So bring it all the way in and bring yourself up, deep breath in. And control it down all the way in. Nice deep breath up. Really think about that posture. Deep breath in and down. Okay, one more. Don't need to move your legs. All the way up. Deep breath in and relax. Okay, we're rolling those shoulders. So now you should be thinking, right, I'm ready to enjoy this hour now. Stilling your mind, concentrating on nothing but what I've asked you to do, which is your posture. And the other way, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that I'm not waving around all over the place. Keep everything nice and still and solid apart from your shoulders. Okay, bringing your hands onto your shoulders, and let's do nice big circles. But again, keep just a tiny bit of tension in that core so we're not wobbling about. I don't want you to go enough that you're starting to wobbling. Big circles. And the other way. Nice big circles. Very good. Bring your hands down. Okay. Hands in front of you. And then we're going to give those wrists a little click and a wriggle now. Again, still keeping that posture. Don't start doing this. Upright, shoulders down, and the other way. Oh, click. Okay, give them a shake and bring them down. Right, one arm across. Now, easy to do this. Once it's across, you're holding it, take a deep breath in and relax. Shoulders should come right down. You should feel that stronger if your shoulder is down. Bring it nice and close to your chest. Breathe, still think about your posture. And bring it down. Exactly the same thing on the other side, all the way across, hold it. Try not to hold your elbow joint. Deep breath in and sink that shoulder down. Good, hold it there. Excuse me 1 second, sweetheart, turn that right down. Thank you. And back down, good. Okay, right, one arm up, other hand to the side. Again, keep that posture, keep it nice and flat. So I'm going to do this to this side so you can see that I'm not leaning forwards. Squeeze your glutes slightly, pull your tummy in slightly, and that will keep you steady. Just really use that hand as a weight. Bring it up, realign your posture, up and over. Squeeze your glutes slightly, pull your tummy in, feel yourself nice and solid, and back up. Right, let's do that one more to the side, each side. So you should feel a little bit more like you can go a tiny bit further, and just make sure this arm feels heavy. Squeeze those glutes, start to lean forwards and up. And again, all the way up, leaning over, squeeze, arm heavy. And up, lovely. Okay, so bring your hands to your chest, just bend your knees. Now I want you to genuinely bend your knees, have a little bit of a bend. And then we're going to look over your shoulder. This is a tad more dynamic, okay? Look over your shoulder, so don't hold it there. Come back and round. And back and round. Keep your hips facing forwards. Back and round. Good, one more each side. So there's a bit of pace, but it's still not really fast. Okay, bring your hands down. Right, now we're going to go a tiny bit more dynamic. This is what I tend to do at the start of a bit more of an active session or class. So we're going to give it a go because it's still really, really important. And also, if you do this at the beginning of your gym session, if you know whether you're with me or not, this is actually really quite helpful. So I just thought I'd run through a bit more of a dynamic stretch before we go back into full stretches. So bring your arms across and out, and obviously, please, for God's sake, be aware of anything around you, hitting furniture, small dogs, you know. That's it. So we're coming cross first, and then we're going to come diagonally. So this is the diagonal, so out. And again, it should be, if you can see me to the side, a tiny bit past the center point. Now that should get your pectoral muscles, which are here. Again, if you're going to do any chest work, it's quite useful. Your shoulder should warm up as well. Okay, let's swap it to the side. So come into the center and then go the other way. Takes a second. Now, your arms know what they're doing now. Just think about your posture. Is it still upright? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One more. Feel that shoulder mildly starting to wake up now. Okay. So when you're doing a more dynamic twist, okay, keep your hands out to the side, bend your knees or they'll click, and then you're pushing, pushing, pushing. You don't need to sweep your head, it's your trunk. Okay, twist and twist. Should feel quite nice, this. I do this frequently if I've got a bit of a knot in my back and I need to click it out. This is quite a good one. And one more each side. And back. Okay. Now, we're very frequently doing rollovers and rollbacks. So when you do it more dynamically, it is a little bit more active. Again, I'll do it to the side. So bringing your arms up, hinge forwards and roll down. Hold there just for a second, touch the floor, roll it up. And arms all the way up. So this is a much faster way of doing a roll up, roll down. But this is the more dynamic version. You just need to be a tiny bit more aware of your balance on this. So up, hinge forwards, then drop your back, bend your back and up. Let's do that one more time. All the way up, deep breath, hinge forwards, then roll it down and all the way up. Right, now we're going to add a little bit of a back bend. Please, please be careful. Okay, this one is much stronger. Your hands need to go right at the back of you. Okay, so not here, supporting your back at the back. And then the bend is a small bend. Okay, there are a few of you online that are very, very flexible. That's fine, but I don't want you to go into a bridge position. Okay, it's just a back bend. And then we're going to bend forwards, feel that at the back of your legs. And then this is in your lower to mid back. This can feel really, really nice if it's aching. Just push your hips forwards and then drop forwards. Again, slightly more of a dynamic tempo, this one. Okay, one more. Lean it backwards, hips forwards. Just be aware and down. Okay, right. The last one and the slightly more dynamic set that I wanted to do is a hip swing. So again, please be careful of bits of furniture behind you and in front of you. So this is also, you are able to use your chair if you want to on this one, and you don't have to, just hold on to one. So we have done this one. So we're pushing leg forwards and pushing backwards. If that's too hard and you're like, I can't get my leg up that far, just bend it slightly, bend, bend. If you can keep it straight, that is a stronger move. Please just be aware of things in front and behind you. That's it, get that hip to do some work. Okay, swapping sides. Get a swing on the go. That's it. This is a lot harder if you don't have anything to lean on. And one more. Okay, right, this final one is called Open the Gate. So you'll see footballers do this a lot because of groin and hip. Steve, you're probably used to this one. So up and out, and up and out. You'll also probably feel that your heart rate is very mildly gone up. So when you do more dynamic stretching, it is designed to get your heart rate mildly going. This is why you don't do this in yoga. That's it. Open the gate, bring it down. One more. Open the gate and bring it down. Lovely. Okay, just give your legs a little stretch out. Fantastic. Right, so that is the slightly more dynamic way of doing a stretch out. And again, if you want to use that in the gym, it is really, really useful just to warm everything up before you start going into anything weighted. Okie dokie. If we're happy, let's get that chair out and start using that for a little bit of stretching as well. Hopefully you can see me okay. So first things first, obviously point it towards me and take a seat. Now I want you to bring your back right to the back of the chair. Okay, so hopefully it's a chair with a decent back. And then just push your bum straight into that and then feel that curve and then use your the back of your chair to rest your shoulders. So you should be feeling upright but very, very comfortable. Okay, we're going to start down and work our way up. So I want you to first of all bring one leg out and then we're going to roll our ankle. Just give it a little roll. Now hopefully as you're sat down you'll feel your heart rate coming down a little bit. That's it. So roll one way, roll the other way. Might get a few clicks. I've got quite significant clicks going on here. And one more. Good. Now, move it backwards. We're going to flex and point. Flex and point. That's it. Now, what you should be able to feel is this quad is starting to go, oh, I can do some work now. If it is like, oh my God, just give it a rest and come back up again. It will have to activate to keep your leg up there. Flex and point. Let's do one more. Flex and point. Lovely. Okay, just give it a little wriggle. Other side. So bringing it up, get that quad active, and then we're going to roll and roll. Oh, much less clicky this one. Just feel that ankle having to stretch out. And one more each way. Okay, bring that leg down for a second, and bringing it back up, and we're flexing and pointing. With the point in particular, just be aware of cramping, okay? If it does start to feel like it's going to cramp, just bring it lower. You can always do it here. Your muscles are quite active right now, so it might feel like it's going to cramp. And one more flex and point. Bring your leg down, give it a little jig. Fantastic. Right. Hold on if you're able to, and your chair hasn't got sides. Hold on to the sides if you've got them. Hold on to the bottom of the chair if you haven't got sides. And then we're going to lift up, squeeze 1, lift up, squeeze 2, and bring both up, squeeze. So lift up 1, lift up 2, and squeeze. That's it. Feel this right down the back of your leg. Muscles got to do something here, but the stretch, squeeze. Let's do one more. If you want to exaggerate this, just flex your feet a little bit more. Quads are doing some work. Lift. Lovely. Okay, flat feet, and then just shift yourself forwards to be able to get your feet flat if you need to. So let's do some nice curls all the way up. So lifting up, nice and tall. Clasping your hands together and push away. And release and down. Good, let's try that again. Now we're going to add a bend into it all the way up. Nice and tall, clasp. Now we're going to hinge forward. Now what I'm going to do is turn the chair. So you carry on with your hinge. Let's see what I'm doing. Push forwards. So come all the way down to the floor, hands onto the floor or your toes. Drop your head. Now, if you do a couple of deep breaths here, you should feel your back and your shoulders opening up a little bit. Does have to be quite deep breaths though. Good. Now just curl it up. Curl it up. So you don't have to reverse what you've just done. Curl it all the way up and then straighten your back at the end. Lovely. Let's try that again. So hip width apart with your legs so your knees don't get in the way. All the way up. Deep breath in. Clasp, push and forwards. Roll it down. Hands to the floor. Drop your head. Deep breaths. Okay, curl it up. Super slowly. Roll, 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 curl, curl, curl. And lift. Right, lovely. Just a little roll. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of work when we're down there. So we're going to stretch out your pectoral muscles, but we're going to be down here. So if you want to see what I'm doing first and then join in, because once your head's down, it's going to be difficult. So just roll it down, curl it down, hands to the side of your feet. I want you to do this one at a time. So you're going to bring one hand up and just try and bring it past your shoulder. Keep your head down though. So where you should feel that is here, but you can feel that your arm and your back are having to do something. So just keep your head down and your chest down and bring that arm out and hold it and really stretch it down. So come into that position when you're ready. One arm up, hold it there, and then slowly bringing it down to the floor, and then the other side. So all the way up, just push it just past your peripheral, so you shouldn't really be able to see your hand. Feel your chest stretching out. Try and keep your back relatively straight and then back down. Let's try again. So all the way out, feel that pectoral muscle. Really try and stretch it backwards and up. And back down. Control. Don't flop it back down, control it back down. All the way up, stretch behind you. Hold it. That's it, hold it there, and then back down nice and slowly. Roll it up, and then just roll your shoulders again. So if that was like, oh, that was good, yeah, fairly strong, that one, I can feel that. Please stay there. There is a way of advancing it. This is a very similar move to when we're doing that on the floor, if you can think. So we're going to go down and into that position, and then you're going to bring your arm up, but we're going to be in a seated position, so it will feel quite different. Again, I'll show you and then come and join me when you're ready. So roll it down first, and then you're going to bring your opposite hand across. That makes sense. Opposite hand is across. Then you're going to bring that arm up and twist. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So you've got your hand on your opposite foot, and then you're looking up at your other hand. They should feel quite similar to when we do threading the needle through and then your arm up. Again, this is quite a strong one, really quite a strong one, so you should feel it all the way around your back, pectorals, shoulders, everything. Bringing it down. Okay, other hand, swap to your other foot, and then you're going to twist and bring it up the other side. Hopefully that makes sense and is clear. Hold it there. Feel that stretch right around your back. Shoulder, core, everywhere. Okay, bring it down. Bring your hands back down center and roll it up. Lovely. Good stuff. Okay, right. Whilst we're sat here, we're going to twist this way. Okay, so we've done this. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do that. So bringing it across, grab hold of your chair. You've got a nice little lever, and then we're going to twist it around. Now you can exaggerate this by, you know, using more of the chair, but just go to your level of comfort. Harry, sweetheart, you've got to turn that down. Sorry. Okay, bring it back to center, and then the other side. So hold on, other knee, twist round. Just breathe into this one a little bit. You will go another millimeter further if you breathe properly. Good, and just twist it back to center. Lovely. Okay, so back should be feeling really, really nice and stretched out now. It has had to do some work. Now the final one, I want to do this one, and we did warm up with that very slightly, but when you're on the chair, your core's got to do a tiny bit of work to keep you stable, otherwise you'll fall over. So we're going to bring one arm up, just slightly bring your legs further apart, holding onto the chair. Try and keep both bum cheeks. Really important that you keep both bum cheeks, because if you don't, you'll fall. So just try and hold onto the chair and really stretch it over. Now again, try really hard not to come forwards. You're right upright. Think of your posture. Use this hand as weight and bring this up. If you're ever in the office and you want to do this, you know, this is a really, really, really nice one, because a lot of this is all office based. You can sit wherever you are, at your desk at home or in the office, and do this. These sorts of moves are really useful. That's it. Okay, bring it up right. Okay, let's try again. So all the way up. And bringing it over, hold on. That's it. Quite a lot stronger, this one. Oh, and back again, all the way up, nice and tall, and over. Oh, good, wonderful. Right, very stretched out on the back now. So let's come down onto the floor. We're going to use the chair. I'm going to just maneuver the chair around slightly so you can see me properly. I'll come to the side. So first things, I just want you to bring yourself down onto the floor. I'm just going to bring this a lot lower so you can see me. Okay. So bring your bum nice and close to the bottom of the chair, and your feet and legs are going to rest on the seat of the chair. Okay, so you should feel extremely comfortable. Now, if you have been running around quite a bit today, or had some nasty personal trainer give you some terrible session, then your back may feel a little bit, oh God, it just feels a bit tense. So I just want you to give yourself a minute and just relax your back down, because it can feel a tiny bit stiff and spasmy. So just give yourself a second, because you're very unlikely to have done this exact position if you haven't been at the gym today. And try and melt yourself into the floor. Just really try and relax everything down. Good. Right, okay. So we're leaving one foot where it is, and then we're going to shoot one leg up. Holding on to it, if you're able to reach. And then if you're able to as well, just flex your foot. Hopefully you can see me okay. I think you can. Just really rest the other one. Keep that nice and relaxed, and the work is going on with the leg that you've lifted. Feel that right down the back of your legs. Again, if you want to increase the intensity on this, this should feel fairly intense anyway. But if you want to, then you can take hold of your toe, and that intensifies it further. Just make sure that your bum doesn't lift too much. Keep it fairly low. If you have got your toe, release, and then we're going to slowly control that leg back down and rest it down. Okay, other one, shooting your leg up nice and straight as you can get it. Hold on to the back of your leg. Try to avoid the back of your knee. That knee bend just a little bit lower would be great. Feel that hamstring stretching. And then you're going to flex your toe, or if you're able to and or want to, getting hold of the toe. If you can only get hold of your toe by bending your knee, don't. I'd rather you keep your leg straight. It's not vital that you hold on to your toe. Let go of your toe if you have got it, and just relax that leg down. That's it. Good. Right, hamstrings should be feeling good now. Right. Hands out to the side, and I want you to bring your knees towards you so your feet are on the edge of the chair. Then we're going to slide to the side and slide your feet off the chair eventually. And I want you to hover just past the chair. So hover it there, keep your shoulders both on the floor, and then you're going to bring it back and try and find that chair again. That's it. And bring it over and hover it just off the chair. Okay, bringing it back, just feel that chair again. Keep your knees fairly close to you, and slide and hover. Come a tiny bit lower if you're able to, but try not to hit the floor. And bring it back up. So your muscles are having to do a little bit here. Keep your stability. Just go past the chair and hold. Okay, bring it back to center. Now we're going to drop it right to the floor. So you're going to swing past the chair, come all the way down. Just make sure those shoulders aren't lifting. Just relax down. Keep it there, keep it there. Now, again, if that's very comfortable and you're like, yep, that's a lovely stretch, quite happy with that, keep it there. If you're like, no, I want to do more, then I want you to extend the top leg and hold on to that toe. Should feel stronger pretty much everywhere, particularly down the back of your leg though. Release your toe if you have done that, and then bring it back to meet the other leg. Now, muscles required a little bit, tiny bit here. If you don't want to use your muscles because it's not Pilates, use your hand and bring it up. Just bring it back up to touch the chair again. So you're back to center. And then before we flop across to the other side, just make sure you feel equal again. And then you're just dropping off the chair. Oh, there we go. Click. Nice. Just relax it down. Oh, better. Relax it down, relax it down. Try and keep that shoulder on the floor. And if you want to, straightening the top leg, holding onto your toe, just straighten that leg out, get that stretch down the back as well. Strong one. Nice. Okay, releasing that toe. Bring yourself back to meet the other foot and lift. Oh, lovely. Okay, just bring yourself back, your feet back to the back of the chair, and just give yourself a little wriggle and just make sure you feel comfortable. So back flat on the floor, tilt your pelvis under, make sure your shoulders on the floor. Now we're going to take both feet and just bring them to the front of the chair, and then you're going to flop one leg out to the side. So your knee is still completely bent. Both knees are bent, they're fairly close to your chest, and just let one leg sink out to the side. Now, in doing this, what may happen is that your bum cheek completely lifts. So try and bring that back. That may mean that the knee doesn't go anywhere near to the floor as much as it did before, but don't worry about that. Try and keep that bum cheek on the floor. Now you're going to use your hand and just ease that down very slightly. Keep the foot on the chair. The other one is off the chair. And you're relaxed down. This should be stretching your inner thigh fairly significantly. If it isn't, and you're like, nah, I can't even slightly feel that, just put a bit more pressure from your hand down. Hold it there, just add some pressure if it's starting to feel loose again. Now again, if you're like, yeah, that's fairly strong, I'm okay, stay where you are. If you want to increase that, then you're going to straighten that leg. Now hold on to it if you want to. If not, you can just let it go, and then it'll gravity will do its thing. But try super hard to not let your bum cheek come off the floor too much, because it won't stretch you anywhere near as much. And you should feel quite a lot of a stronger stretch there. Try to relax your shoulders. They're going to want to get involved. Let gravity do its thing. Now, really importantly, bend your leg again and slowly bring that back to center. Don't want any groin strain. Okay, back to center. Give yourself a little wriggle if you need it. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So just drop your knee out. Now you may feel, again, as I say all the time, one side is definitely not equal to the other as a rule. Apart from if you're Juliet and you're watching this recording, she's ambidextrous, so she has no difference. She's the only person I know. So just ease it down with your hand. Relax it down to a tad more pressure if you're starting to feel it loosen. And again, hold it here if you're like, yep, that's strong enough. If not, we're straightening that leg. And support it slightly if you can, but just make sure that doesn't happen. Try and keep that bum cheek on the floor. Just relax it. You can get rid of your hand and let gravity do it, but if not, hold it on. Keep that leg as straight as you can. Relax, 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 relax. Good. Okay, bend your knee. And then slowly, 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 slowly bring it up to center. Good. Right, just lift your feet off. And then we're going to do some little tiny rocks inside the circle. You shouldn't quite feel the chair. Yeah, little tiny rocks, nice and relaxed on your lower back. Okay, and just rest your feet back down. Now, the only elegant way, there's no elegant way of bringing yourself up out of this is literally to flop to the side. So we're going to just lift our feet off and just bring yourself all the way to the side and bring yourself up. Give yourself a second, because we have been on the floor. And we're going to spin round and face our chairs. I'm going to readjust the whole of my outfit. It's all over the place. Hands on the seats of the chair, and then feet behind you. And then if you want to tuck your toes under, by all means, if not, don't worry. And then we're going to just sit back and sink. I have to get this right slightly with the angle. Sink back. So sinking your head and making the weight of your head really stretch your shoulders out. You might need to jiggle about with it just to get it correct. But once you have, just sink it down and breathe in and come up slightly. Breathe out and sink. And breathe in. Breathe out. And again. One more. Should feel strong but nice. Really good. Just curl your way up out of that. Lovely. Right, this next one, just please make sure that your chair's not going to move. So if you're on a surface that it may move, just push it back to a wall if you're able to. If you know it's fairly stable anyway, that's fine. We're going to tuck our toes under them. We're going to come into a downward dog position. Tracy, can I not advise that you tuck your toes under? So I want you just to lift yourself up and then come into this position here. Okay, so that shouldn't hurt your toe. Everyone else, tuck your toes under if there is nothing wrong with your toes, and then we're going to lift up into the equivalent of a downward dog, except obviously you're not quite on the floor. Now just really try and flatten your back, if you can see that. Your feet should be fairly flat on the floor, if you can get the heels down, and then just really try and flatten that back. So this is really an extension of what we've just done, but it should get the back of your legs as well. Again, breathe in and then sink it down on the out breath. If you can, just take a little half step forwards. Now what this is, you're going to have to hold on to the chair eventually, but what this does is make it stronger on the back of your legs. Hold it there. Sorry, the dog is being very barky today. Okay, now take another step in. Hold on to the chair and push back. And it will get to a point where you're like, I'm going to fall. It's the chair's coming with me, the whole thing's far too far backwards. So that's the point in which you go, yeah, we're done. Okay, drop your hands off of the chair and bring it right down, so you're into a folded down position. And then we're going to super slowly and nice and gently roll it back up. Please be aware of the fact you've been on the floor for a while. Give yourself a sec, arms all the way up. And relax it down. Okay, I'm going to keep a fairly low position, although I'm actually going to be standing up. So now again, if you're like, if I put that on there, the chair's going to go, please put it against the wall. If not, obviously you're fine. I want you to put one foot on the chair, and then we're going to lean, hands on your knees, and we're going to lean forwards. Tracy will be a fan of this because this is really heavy weight today. Much nicer without weight. So again, if this is like, oh my God, I'm wobbling all over the place, you've got the chair here, so you can hold on to that or hold on to your knees. And it's not about trying to flex this muscle anymore. It's about stretching this one. Okay, so your hip flexor. If you can straighten your leg as much as you can, that will get it more. If you don't want to use your leg muscle to bring yourself up, just push yourself off of the chair. But if not, we're going to use that muscle and bring yourself back up. So it's your quad that's doing the work there. Then we're going to swap positions nice and carefully. Other leg on. Again, make sure you're not going to slide. Bring it up and forwards. Holding onto your knee, holding onto the chair. And then if you are able to, if we're here and you can't straighten your leg, absolutely fine. If you're able to straighten your leg, you will get more of a stretch. Hold onto the chair if you need to. Hold it there. Big stretch, this one, especially if you've been sat down. Good. And use your muscle or use the chair and bring yourself back up. Good. Just give yourself a little jig. Right. Okay. In the last few minutes, I want to concentrate on a bit of balance. Now, luckily, we have our chairs with us. So if you want to use your chair, then that's absolutely fine. It's going to be there for you. I would advise turning it round. So obviously you've got the back of it, which is more useful. Okay, so I might adjust the camera a bit depending on what you can and can't see. I want to start with a chair pose, actually, because, you know, appropriate. So if you face towards your chair, and then you're going to sit down. So I'll move the camera. So a chair pose is quite a strong yoga pose. So put your hands on the chair, and then we're going to sit back into that chair pose. You obviously don't have to use the chair at all. You can be here or you can be here. But if you want to use the chair, then just relax into that, okay? So that's your chair pose. Hold it there. Now again, you should feel your legs having to do a little bit here. I don't want them to do too much. Your hip flexors are getting a good stretch here, so bring it back up. Okay, give them a little shake out. Now, I want you to put your foot on there. So this shouldn't feel too bad because we have stretched out your hips. I want your foot rested on just at the top of your knee and the other knee out. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the sides. This is what it should look like from the side. Again, hold on to that chair, and then we're going to sit back. Now this is really quite strong around this whole area. So first of all, if you're like, no, that's really hard, you're coming back to here, okay? Or you can just lift one foot. If it's not too tough on your hips and it's actually feeling like a nice stretch rather than it too difficult, then we're holding it here. Now you can make this easier on yourself and do that. You can make it harder on yourself and not hold on to the chair at all and you're up here. Something in between is there, okay? Hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and bringing it back up. Good. Just get yourself out of that and give yourself a jig. That's really tough. Well done. Okay, so exactly the same thing the other side. So we're going to bring our foot just at the top of your knee and bring your knee out. It should be in that position there. I'll turn it around. So again, use your chair or not. A chair for a chair pose. Sit yourself back. You can see how far back I am here. It's really quite far back. Feel your hip having to stretch. Again, you can just bring yourself here if you want to rest. You can bring yourself here. You can bring yourself here, or you can bring yourself up here. This is the tougher one. Hold it here. And 3, 2, 1, and bring it up. Release. Excellent. Very, very good. Give yourself a little shake out. Okay. Now, again, you've always got the chair if you need it, but we don't have to touch the chair on this one. I want you to bring yourself nice and long. So the position that we're doing is this one. So we're sinking right down. And again, if you're using your chair, you're sinking right down here. Bring your arms out if you're not going to use your chair. Then we're going to come to the front. So spin round. So you've got one leg behind you. Your heel does not have to be on the floor. And then we're going, this is the balance. We're going to lean forwards up. And if you can, we're touching the floor or near to the floor. So I believe, I'll do this to the side, I believe this is called Warrior 4. So you are here, hands down towards the floor. Now again, obviously you can use your chair and just balance there if that's too much. Try and keep that leg straight. Okay, to come out of this, just stand up. Very, very good. Right, we'll do that again on the other side. So I'm going to do this way and not use the chair. By all means, you can use the chair. So I'll do it so you can see. So we are leaning towards one side. Hold it here, or you've got your chair in front of you. Then we are turning. Just balance here first. This is the tough part. Bring your weight forwards and lift. And now we're hinging and bring yourself down towards the floor. That's the tough bit. You've always got your chair. If you can do it without, try and keep your legs relatively straight. That's very strong down the back of your legs, and that is a very, very difficult balance. And bring yourself up. If you're managing that, no problem. You are a genius. There's no doubting that's it. Whew, right, okay, let's give those a good count. Right, we are going to finish with some nice, normal roll up, roll downs. Hopefully won't hurt toes, because we should be okay with that, and I'm not asking you to go onto your toes. So just completely remove your chair out of the way now. The chair has been a useful prop today, but we are done with it. Okay, so hip width apart. So finishing where we start, just really try and think, right, hip width apart, that's all the way up, arms all the way up, stacking your system, keeping your posture brilliant, all the way up and down, roll it down. Hanging here for a second, just drop your head. Now, whilst we're in this position, if you're able to and you feel stable enough, I want you to close your eyes and just feel heavy and feel like a rag doll. Just feel floppy and heavy. And now we're just going to really gently move from one side to the other. So in the wind, this should feel really nice, but strong down the back of your legs. Come back to center, keep your eyes closed still. Just do a few deep breaths, try and relax absolutely everything. Heavy head, heavy arms, back nice and curved. When you're breathing in and out, just think of your shoulders just pulling apart very slightly, getting that stretch to the back of your shoulder blades. Back of your legs getting a nice stretch. Open your eyes and look towards your hands. Now look slightly ahead of you. So it's straightening your back very slightly. Still keep your arms nice and long, but just look ahead of you without straining your neck, just straightening your back slightly. Bring your head down and then rolling up nice and slowly. So just in your head, think your vertebrae being stacked like Lego blocks. Stack, 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 stack. You're getting a really good finish with a posture as we did in the beginning. Arms all the way up, deep breath in. And relax it down. Wonderful little shoulder roll just to finish. And relax. Okay, finishing as we do with our little stretches on our toes. Okay, bringing it down, all the way up, and squeeze. Let's do 3, all the way up. Nice deep breath in, squeeze your glutes and lift. Try and look at something that's not moving. Close your eyes on the last one if you want to. I'm doing it, I'm closing my eyes. Whoa. Not there. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you very much, as always, everyone. Just give me 1 second. And I'll take that